That's a strong one. Hi, everyone. Welcome to your midweek news report with me, Rosemary Galore. Hi. Hello, everyone out there in internet world. Hi, how are you? It's me, again, Rosemary Galore, coming to you from a very, very hot and sunny Palm Springs. It is currently, oh, ouch, sizzling 107 degrees. And that ain't the half of it. It's going to get a heck of a lot hotter pretty darn quick, I think. Which has a lot of us going extra crazy right now, aren't we? Right, Jeff Linkman? Isn't it? For 2 or 3 years, I thought that man's last name was Lakerman. I like to just make things up and name things that are not the real names. It's just how I do. Well, first and foremost, let me say hello again and welcome to the Deep Well Estates newsroom, the den, you guys. Here we are, also known as my garage. That's right. Now, I want to say cheers for making it through another decade of the quarantine. We're doing it, and we're doing it juntos. That means together in Spanish. Cheers, everyone. You know the rules. Got something on. Clink it. Make you happy. Delicious. Oh my goodness. Well, cheers, Alexa Steele, Brandy, hey girl. Hey Carrington, Durbans. And Miss Rusty Waters is with us. Hey girl. I want to say to everyone, thank you, Angelica, for gorgeous, for blowing this wig out. Yes, we're having some bang technical issues last week. And I said, girl, and she said, I got you. 2 minutes later, bajam, gorge. I said, I want to look like what those dogs with the big flappy jaws look like when they stick their head out the window and the air just like blows them back. I want to look like that. And she was like, good idea. I can do that for you. She did. She can do anything, you guys. She's fabulous. Now, on today's show, you'll have to stay tuned in because Row on the Go really went there, you guys. I go across the entire country. Can you imagine it? Hallelujah, Brandon Edwards. I went across the country and I talked, that's right, to the 45th Cheeto itself. Now you're going to have to wait because that's going to happen a little bit later in the show, but you do not want to miss it. But if you do miss it, you can catch it always on my Instagram. Always on my Instagram. Which you should already be following me. And if you're not, it's Rosemary Galore. It's real easy to spell. It's just like those 2 words you already know already. And on my YouTube channel, which I always forget about, but it's going to be popping and locking real quick. We're going to post our shows there, all of them, so you can watch them over and over again. To say, did she really say that? Was that about who I think it was? And they'll say, no. She's a good girl. So, not only do I go to Washington, D.C., it was the first time I've ever been there. I couldn't tell you one single thing about it, other than lots of people in suits, very flat, dowdy hair and outfits, very drab, very sad. I want to say it's like a wet, moist kind of feeling and texture in your mouth and in the air. It's just kind of like that swamp ass feeling, you know, when it's hot in the summer and you're sitting on something and you're like, feels real hot and my butt bones are going to just melt right down into the ground, and you stand up and you're like, ooh, it's a Cleveland steamer in there, jeez, and you just have to like whoosh it out. That, very that. I don't recommend it. I don't know why they make all the school kids go. I never went on the trip. They did not offer that to the Catholic schoolgirls. I never wanted to go anyway. Cheers to being on the West Coast, the best coast. That's right. Hi, guys. So, let's just get right into it. Charm School. My most favorite thing to ever talk about in my entire life. My Charm School book / video / tutorial / I'm not sure what it's going to be. Right now, it's just a picture on a screen. It's nothing to do with me. It's just there. There it is. Nope. There it is. I'll get used to that someday. Dyslexic. No, I don't. It's okay if you are. They make things to correct that, I think. I don't know. Term school. Now, when last we had our last chapter, let's look at it. Turn back a few pages. We were chatting about emo posting on your social media. Okay? Now, if you don't know what the word emo is, then you're probably over 40 and have to ask a younger person what that means, and then when they tell you it just stands for emotional, you feel stupid because you're like, oh, I guess I kind of already knew that. Dumb, right? Which was what happened to me when I asked the kids at the dance studio, what is all this emo stuff? And they're like, it's emotional. I'm like, oh, you just can't say the oceanal? Like, or the ntional? It's stupid. Like, Australians do that too. They shorten all the words. They just don't have time to say fluorescent, so they just say fluoro. It's just all these crazy things, but it's so cute because they sound like little koalas and kangaroos when they say it. Emotional posting. Now, I've got a helpful hint for you, because to help fight the urge to share your unnecessary and unhelpful emotional posting outburst about other people, I'm going to teach you something that has helped me for tens of 40s of years, okay? It's a little mantra. Now, when you see something you don't particularly care for, all you have to say is this. Now repeat after me. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, nothing I see is bothering me. And poof, I feel fine. Because in that 2 seconds, I have realized that whatever the person's doing that I don't particularly care for, it's okay because it has nothing to do with me, and therefore I don't need to talk about it. It's just that easy. Let's do that mantra again, shall we? And here it goes. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Nothing I see is bothering me. It just makes you feel good, doesn't it? Now, it extra super special helps if you have a big toothy grin when you say it, even if you're grimacing when you do it. Let's try it now. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, nothing I see is bothering me. And by the time you get to the end, well, you just feel great. And then you haven't started an internet war, which are stupid anyway, because people just have nothing to do, right? No one's got nothing to do. I overheard a work call today and they said, oh, we are so productive. It's because we're at home and we really have nothing else to do. And I'm like, that's great. That is great. If you could work all day and all night if you chose to, because you wanted to get away from everything else that you couldn't stand, so you're like, yes, I would love to work on algorithms and other nonsense. Like, that would be brilliant. And I was going to ask this question about the world. What happens when you don't want to go back to work? You just don't want to go. I don't want to go. I do want to go. I want to go so bad. I want to go so bad. I want the world to be totally fine, which is not going to be, so bad. So I can go back to drag brunch and have a real good time and make people go, why did you do that? Because I like doing that. It's usually the people backstage when they see me dressed up in my makeup. They're like, oh, hi, Rick. Now, we're going to have to get that mantra up on the old board there for next time, so you don't forget it, right? Now, just in case you cared, which you don't, I'm going to tell you something that I've never told anyone on the internet ever before. It's my Venmo, you guys. It's Rosemary Galore. That's what it is. I'll let you just decide to do with that what you will. Right now. Nothing's happening yet. Still nothing. Hold on, maybe something's frozen down there. Still nothing. Well, that's it. That. Cheers, everyone. Keeping your money to yourself. I have a question. For you creative types out there, when are you creative? Hi, Renato Loops. When are you creative, everybody? When does Lady Inspiration hit you? Lady Inspiration. Oh, girl, I know her from way back. She a hoe. You know her. She get the Elan Bob, dark root, neon tips. She a hoe from way back. Lady Inspiration. No, really. So I get my best inspirational lady hits. She like KOs me around midnight. And I don't ever, hi Philippines, how are you? Benji, that is the cutest name ever, am I right? American audience, Benji, not just a dog's name, Filipino man's name, and or woman, whatever you decide to be. Good for you, and or both. Oh my gosh, something tells me you're really cute too. Let me hike up my boobs for the Philippines. There we go. Now, where were we? Lady Inspiration. She hits me at midnight, and I don't normally stay up that late. I'm anywhere between 8 and 10 to 2 o'clock in the morning kind of girl, anywhere in that little span. Christopher John Hopper, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to be on our show someday when he's not bitten by lady stage fright. She's an asshole. He's from Long Beach, and he gets his inspiration in the shower. Now, Christopher, I didn't say dildo. I said inspiration for creativity, which in your case maybe comes in the form of a dildo. Whoop, it's like a magic stick. Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should try that. A midnight dildoing. Who knows what I would come up with? Who knows? Probably something as gross as that sounded. Because I'm pretty sure somewhere my parents and my husband went, "Huh." And then I said, "Huh." Yeah, so no more midnight dildoing, okay, you guys? Now, it hits me really late. Really late. Really late. And the later it gets, the better the frickin' ideas are, I swear. I don't know what they are now because if I don't write them down, I guarantee you I will not remember them, which is the worst thing ever. Everyone, a round of applause because Christopher Durbin has told the world he has a magic dick. Good for you, Erica September Carrington. Now we know why she has a big, beautiful smile all the time. Magically put there. Yes, so late at night. If you saw the Britney Spears Toxic Goo, that was like a good 12:45 a.m. moment. Yeah, you just never know. I mean, I used to get inspirational hits from that Lady Inspiration biatch in the car when I would drive to work, and it was great. I would leave to go to work so early. I would say, yes, please let me hit some traffic. I just want to park the car and blast that music and just be deaf by the time I get to work. And it was great. And I came up with some really good ideas, you guys. Yeah. Renato gets inspired anytime she sees me. Probably to like do good makeup, right? I just read myself, you guys. Whatever. I learned how to read once. It's fine. Did I tell you that every time I pick up my glass, you should pick up your glass or your doobie or your gross, whatever it is that's probably gross? Cheers. Now, that no one really chimed in about their inspirational hits. Thanks for nothing, you dirty, rotten audience. That's great. I appreciate none of it. But I'll tell you real quick, because I just caught my own glimpse of my shadow in the mirror. These are all Swarovski crystals, you guys. I feel like those ex-porn stars on SNL. Swarovski crystals. Aren't they pretty? They're prettier than the stones you get at Michael's. No offense, I love Michael's. Thank you, Conrad Miller. This beverage in my dainty ladylike glass is actually a dragmosa. It's a mimosa, but I dragged it up because it's orange juice, and mandarin vodka. That's right, it's just a regular old mimosa with a little something extra, just like me. Little something extra. How do you guys like that spit curl up there? I'm going for grandmother of the Lollipop Guild. Yeah, they're all gonna like pop out of my bosoms later. They represent the Lollipop Guild. And he's so good, you guys, so good. So, are you guys losing your minds out there? I feel like the more and more we get to this, like, a couple things are going to be opening, people are just like going crazy. They're getting like really angry that they're at home. And it's like, well, you were already there last week. You're going to be there next week. So why is this week so crazy? And everyone's like, oh, hunker down. Oh my gosh. Leslie Jordan with his hunker downers. If you do not follow Leslie Jordan on his social media, on Instagram, I think it is, you are missing out on your life. Leslie Jordan, Beverly Leslie from Will and Grace and Sordid Lives and everything else that he's in that is brilliant because he's hysterical and he comes to Palm Springs and he just shows at the Copa Marina Mac. Oh my God. I love the Copa and Marina Mac. And Dragmosa, yes. Leslie Jordan does all these things and he gets real close to the camera and he calls hey, fellow hunker downers, and it's the funniest, cutest little Beverly Leslie moment you need in your life. Every single day he does it, and you need to watch all of them on repeat, just one after the other. That's what I do. That's why I'm so happy today. He's brilliant. But people are going crazy. But why? Why are y'all going crazy? I'm not going crazy. I'm very busy though. I mean, I was just in Toxic Goo. I showered off. And I went and had a little sandwich at the restaurant with my friend Harry. That's why my hair was so flat and normal looking. Yeah, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go to my Instagram. You'll get it. It's really good. Hey, Snatch. Snatch. I feel like that sound is like the sound when you take a stripper's G-string and go, you just snatch it. Also applicable to my other video. Now we're at an infomercial, you guys. Just pretend this is like a real news show, and it was like da 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 music, and then it like fades to black, and then it's like, are you tired, run down listless? Do you not follow Rosemary Galore? Did you not know that she danced in fire as ABBA? Well, she did. And she does a whole lot of other crazy stuff, and you need to see it. Including talking to the president, you guys. I mean, I would much have preferred to talk to any other president. President Garfield, not just because of the cat, although he was my favorite president as a little fat kid because of the cat. I even had the Garfield the cat clock. Yes, I still have it. It's amazing. So is Shelly B. Down, who's with us. Hello, everyone. Follow Shelly B. Down. She's not half, not even a quarter the size of me. She's like this big. So's her talent. Just kidding, you guys. Her talent is at least this to this big. It's true. Yeah. That would be pushing it. Hi, Shelly. Miss you, girl. I'm going to drive by your house tomorrow and honk and scream obscenities out the door and throw candies at you. It's going to be fun. Maybe I'll have some old tights in there. Smelly ones. Not mine, of course. Oh, no. Clean girl. Now, I would like to... Oh, this just in. Me in Washington, D.C. Let's go to that footage now of, me at the White House. Earlier today. Okay, let's cut to me now.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, 45th Cheeto. It's Rosemary Galore from Galore Entertainment. I've got a burning question for you.
How do I get my skin to be so orange? Do I have to use 24 carats?
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way.
President Trumpy, tell me, how do you feel about gays in the military using Sharpie as eyeliner?
And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting.
Mr. Cheeto, tell me, how do you combat drag queen BO?
And then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
President Tiny Hands, tell me, what's your administration's policy on tucking? And do you find it easier to tuck with a less than average you-know-what?
You know, that if you could. And maybe you can, maybe you can't. Again, I say maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not a doctor. But I'm like a person that has a good you-know-what.
Hey, President Girl, can you confirm or deny that your drag name is Ivana Tinkle?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead. I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Concast. Let me just for whom you work. Let me just tell you something. That's really bad reporting.
That is not very bad reporting, you guys. That was amazing reporting. That's right, you guys. That was the worst experience of my freaking life. Do you know I had Cheeto dust all over my fingers for hours? It's like when you go to the beach and then you leave the beach and you think that you've dusted all the sand off at least 3 times, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna put my socks and shoes on now because I'm sand free. And then you put your sock on and you feel all the sand in there and you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever felt in my life. But you have to keep going because you're done with the beach. But it's still with you and it's grinding you all day long. And then you get home and you're like, God, now I have to wash my freaking shoes out. It was like that. It was the Cheeto dust everywhere. But I washed my hands and now I feel better, you guys. Also, next time I'm just going to get orange gloves. Yeah. Unless the next time I don't need orange gloves, I'll need blue gloves. Because the blue wave is coming. Speaking of waves. Do you see what I did there? Speaking of waves. Yeah. I need to calm. You guys need to watch on Hulu. If you don't have it, just get the free trial. It's 7 days, big deal. $9 a month. Come on, who cares? It's worth it. The Real Housewives of Orlando and the second season, The Real Housewives of Las Vegas. It is the funniest show, you guys. They do this whole calm down thing, get your finger out of my face. It is hysterical. You have nothing else to do but the free trial of Hulu and watch The Real Housewives. You'll be thanking me when you do. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to Hulu. Now, when last we left me on the cruise ship, let's do a little, I was going to say capsize. That's not the word I'm looking for. Recap. I had just gotten on the ship. It was the very first week I was on that ship. It's called the Brilliance of the Seas. It was beautiful. The beauty class of the seas of the Royal Caribbean Fleet. That's right, the Radiance class. First in the fleet was the Radiance. Second, her sister, the Brilliance. Third, the Serenade. That's the one I quit And fourth and final in the Radiance class, the Jewel, which I was also a part of the first cast. We'll talk about that at another time, because now we're recapping the brilliance of the seas. Sometimes we called it the brain dead of the seas, or the brain dead of disease, because, you know, it's just funny. I told you guys, they all have names, right? Now, I was left behind in Venice, Italy, not Venice, California. That would have been totally easy. I would have called my boo, said, hey girl, come pick me up. I'm in the Venice Beach. FYI, there's no cruise ship terminals there, so it doesn't exist. I was in Venice, Italy. I walked around the corner from St. Mark's Square, and I just imagined seeing half of that giant, big old cruise ship right next to me, just a butt, slowly moving around the corner. You're home, floating away, 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 away. Like, oh my God, it's so stressful. Cut to 5 days, stranded in Italy. I was in Civitavecchia, which is the port into Rome. So if you ever think about taking a cruise to Rome, and you're like, oh look, it goes to Rome. It doesn't. It goes to Civitavecchia. Then you gotta take a 2-hour train ride into Rome. Totally worth it, it's amazing. And guess what, Civitavecchia, it's pretty cool. Also a great drag name. Yeah. Speaking of great drag names, we'll get back to the brilliance in a second. Next week, or the week after, or at some point in the future, I found a drag queen in the UK, and her name is Betsy Snatchwagon. Well, I said, girl, that is the best freaking name I've ever heard. Betsy Snatchwagon needs to be on my show. Okay? She's in the UK. We're going to figure it out. We need to meet Betsy Snatchwagon from the UK. We were actually chatting today. She's really young. That's okay. I'm not going to hold that against her. So, I was left 5 days stranded from Venice, took an 8-hour train ride into Civitavecchia. Then that one time I was strapped, for 5 days. On day number 2, we said, hey, we're gonna get fired, so let's just go to Rome. So we hopped the train illegally, ooh, don't tell, into Rome. We were there all night. We missed all the trains going back, dumb. We had to get in strangers' cars. They were little tiny smart cars. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. I thought I was gonna die, but I didn't. They took us to this place called Gay Village. Look it up, gayvillage.it. They have the best CDs, you guys. I still even have them. I should upload those. Oh my gosh. Yay, new numbers. I am great. See, it's not even 1 a.m. I just had a really good idea. Thanks, Lady Inspiration. Ow. She hits like a bitch. Now, and remember, I was in the gay village partying with the gay Italians, and I met that gay that I always wanted to meet, Luca, the Madonna dancer / the guy from the birdcage, stop blowing your bubbles when I'm speaking, that guy. And I made out with him. It was amazing. Don't tell my husband. It was amazing. So then I get back on board the ship. Now, I'm under scrutiny. I'm under like this lock and key. I can't do anything wrong. I'm under probation. Royal Caribbean probation for 1 year. If I do anything terrible, fired, excommunicated, no more dancing on the high seas for me. Well, this girl is a really bad rule follower, especially when they're totally dumb. Poor Damascus is out of vodka. I don't know how you make vodka, but I know there's some made out of corn and some made out of potatoes. So get those 2 ingredients and maybe just wait. I don't know. But I'm like, rules are dumb, especially rules like you're not allowed to go in the hot tub in the solarium, which is like a covered indoor pool, which is fabulous, and all like, plants and trees. There were like these giant elephants coming out. Oh, pictures are gorgeous. I'll show you sometime. Maybe I won't. Anywho, this one time I was like, I want to go in the hot tub. I just had a great show with my friends, and we're going to just go sneak up there and do it, which we used to do it anyway, so who cares? And I'm like, I'm going to do it this time. I won't get fired. So we do it. And the rule really is, I mean, the singers and dancers, we had our own special rules because we're special people. But they said, really, okay, it's okay if you go, kind of, but if there's guests, get out, leave. It's for them, not you. It's like, okay, fine. So we're all in the hot tub. A couple guests get in, but they were attractive and wasted. Wasted. There's like maybe 2 or 3 singers and dancers. I mean, it's like a giganto hot tub, okay? It's like a 20-person hot tub. It's not like a 4-seater or anything, come on. So, there's lots of room. There's a couple singers and dancers, a couple of drunk straighties on a cruise. It's Mediterranean, it's fabulous. And they're like, so, you guys, what do you do? And we're like, oh, did you see the show tonight? And they said, yes, we loved it. Common response. I was in it, hello. And they said, and back then I had a goatee, sideburns, and you guys, I was so cute. Young me was so cute. God. You'll see, I'll post something someday of young me, and you'll be like, oh my God, what happened? Now you're an ugly old lady. Great. So, in the tub, soaking it out, having a blast. They say, oh, we don't really recognize you from the show. Now, this was the show where I was the tiniest person in the cast. There was me, 5'11". Then there was 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'6", 6'6", you guys. And I was 5'11", the short, teeny tiny. And I was the only hairy one. And I was the only one that had a tattoo because I had that tattoo right there back then. Not these girls. These were my present to myself. I'm not performing anymore. I can get tattooed now. Cut to. It's cool if you're a drag queen with tattoos, so yay me. And they looked at us, and the girls all wear wigs, so you can't really tell which girl is which. Like, oh, were you the spotlight in the beginning? Oh, you were the soloist in that cool part. Like, oh, you were the bad one. Because, like, you're a redhead, you're a blonde, you're a brunette, you're a blonde. That's how the girls, it doesn't matter what hair they are because they all wear wigs. But the boys, we look like, and it was me, short, tattooed, hairy, like not having a 6-pack. Thank you very much, genetics, and also lazy personality. I was softic, maybe real. And then there was my very good friend Giovanni from Bahamania. He's Bahamanian. He's 6'3", had an 8-pack, black as night, beautiful, like you have no idea. Like, oh my God. And the sweetest, most funniest big old girl ever. So, and then the 4 boy dancers. Me, tiny hairy Guido, big, beautiful black man, and 2 gorgeous, hairless, fit, long torsoed Australians, both 6'1", so rude, baby faces, just like to die for. It was probably one of the most beautiful casts I've ever been, but I was like, booger. So, hi Victoria, hi, it's me. We're talking about me being a booger. And Erica. So, we're in the hot tub, and I'm sitting next to Giovanni, big giant black man. So I'm the only guy in the show that has facial hair because the 2 singers, one was 6'3", and like totally jacked, built, like huge, did porn, so that's why. And then the other one, my friend Alberto, who lives in San Diego, yay, does musical theater there because he's amazing. He is 6'6" and hairy. But they were like looking at us and they looked at me and they go, oh, you were in the show? And I'm like, yeah, I was in the show. And they go, which one were you? And I look at the other 2 dancers and I'm like, I'm the one that looked like this. And they looked at me and they looked at each other and they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, the only one that has a shaved head and facial hair. The only one. And the only short guy. So, people are dumb on cruise ships, you guys. And if you think that what happens on a cruise ship stays on a cruise ship, definitely does not. And then after you leave the cruise ship, we all talk about it. We all remember. All the cruise ship workers, we all remember. And we have stories about all the stupid people. It's amazing, you guys. Raise your hand if you've ever been on a cruise. Me. Yeah? No? It's good. Cruising is great. Maybe not currently. I heard there are still cruise ships that are out at sea trapped. Isn't that horrifying? Like if you were trapped at sea. Jeff Micus, everyone say hi to Jeff Micus. I met him when I was a Royal Caribbean dancer in rehearsal. He lived in the same complex that we lived in, Bayside, I think it was called. They don't live there anymore. I think they moved out. But he was great. He was great. And he had these giant bulldogs. Well, he had one bulldog at the time. His name was Henry. Henry. I loved him. Although he snored, and he used to really make me mad because I'm like, am I getting in the bed or is that the dog spot? Turns out it was the dog spot. That's okay. I love the country anyway. Yes. Now, you guys. Oh, Jeff, those were the good old days, weren't they? That was what, 2002, maybe? Yep, 2002. I was 23 years old. That is crazy. The steam room is a great place to cruise straight guys, Bill. And that is correct. There are lots of inhibition-less men on the cruise ships that have wives and children that are cruising with them on the cruise ship. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But you'll meet them, and then afterwards they'll say, oh yeah, I'm here with my wife and kids. I mean, that's the stories I heard from the slutty cruise ship workers. Oh no, not me. Well, we will talk about that one time on the transatlantic 14-day cruise with all those crazy European men. There were Belgians, there were Germans, there were, what's that place with all the water and the drugs? You can do the drugs there. Amsterdamians. It was crazy, you guys. We also used to do these crazy cruises to nowhere. Like literally, you would leave the dock with all these influential people, Mama Marina, and then you would just cruise to nowhere, and then you would come back. Sometimes in the same day, sometimes overnight. Canada is in the house. You guys, I might be getting a parcel full of never eaten before Canadian candies from Justin in Canada, who's the coolest dude, pretty handsome, if you want to check him out, ladies and gentlemen. He might send me some chocolates and we are going to eat them on the show live and see if they're delicious or disgusting. How much fun is that? I, for one, cannot wait to gain at least 2 to 3 American pounds, which is like what, Canadian? Like 4 to 5 maybe? I don't know. Well, we'll find out. It'll be so exciting. So everyone look at Justin and say, girl, you better send her those candies because she is just wasting away before our very eyes. Look at her. Now, we might have to like make the cruise ship stories like its own separate show because there are so many, you guys. I want to say 4.5 cruise ships. Ketchup chips? Justin, what's a ketchup chip? I don't know what ketchup chips are, but I need ketchup chips. I don't know if it's chocolatey, but I need it. There. Thank you, Marina. I'll get my ketchup chips. Or I'll find them online my own self. Now, we're going to just have to leave the cruise ship behind like it did that one time with me in Venice. Because it's getting late, you guys. And I've got to set my hair in curlers tonight. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I can't wait to try ketchup chip. Yum. Now, you know I love to talk about herstory. And now's the time. It's going to be a quick one. But the first thing is, did you know that the Channel opened up today? Do you guys know what the Channel is? The London Tunnel that goes from this place to that place underground. It's real fast. It took, what, a century to build? Yeah, or something like that. I want to say that Napoleon had an idea about the Channel, but then it didn't get finished till like the 90s. Is that right? Isn't that crazy? Napoleon. 1800 question mark, all the way into the 90s. Isn't that crazy? It took that long to figure out how to build a tunnel under the ground. It doesn't sound hard. It's a tunnel. That's fine. Thank you, Justin. My very good girlfriend, Angelique the Gorgeous, does all my hair. She's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I've never gone through the channel, and apparently Europeans do not call it the channel. That is a dirty American thing, I guess. I don't know. But I'm a dirty American, so soak it up. Well, we all know what's under the sea. Crazy Greek man. Now, blah, 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 channel. Someday I'll go in it. It'll be exciting. I'll end up in Paris. Speaking of disasters, like Paris. In 1937, you guys. No, not the year I was born. Rude. It was the Hindenburg disaster. That's right. The Hindenburg, which was the largest dirigible, I mean, that's a word. Who thinks up the word dirigible? It was the largest dirigible ever built in the world, and it was the pride of the Nazis. Anyone sad that it burned in the sky and killed 36 people? Three, two, one, 1, 2, 3. Nothing I said is bothering me. And now I feel fine about the Hindenburg disaster. It works for any occasion, not just emotional outburst posting on your social media. It's also good for forgetting giant historical disasters like the Hindenburg. Good time, Nazis. Now, in 2004, today was the day that every latte-loving, Starbucks-craving white girl in America cried out, and gay, because it was the final episode of Friends. The Friends were over today. The Friends ended. Did they ever have the reunion? Did they? I feel like they did not have the reunion, you guys. I feel like it's been almost 20 years of friendless TV. Yeah, right. No reunion. Wonder why that is. I mean, I love Friends, personally. I love the Smelly Cat song. I've never seen a drag queen do it. Maybe it should be me. But it's now time to bid you a farewell. It's been a lovely time getting to know me here at the News Report in Palm Springs. Hey, Jayla. Speaking of reruns, you can catch all of everyone's live shows, unless they get taken down, on our Facebook pages or on my YouTube channel. Just subscribe to it. Who knows what I'm going to post? You know it's going to be something crazy that you didn't expect, like, oh, that one time I was in Harry Met Sally and I had an orgasm fake out in the restaurant. Or that one time I was Mary Poppins and I flew all over London. Or that one time, or maybe 2 times, I pretended that I was Liza. Liza. It's M-I-double-N. I'm not going to spell the rest. You can just watch it and learn how to spell it in the video. Yes, Liza with a Z. Galore with an E. I do the craziest stuff, you guys. And if you ever feel like, you know what, Rosemary? That would be crazy. You should do it. Tell me. I love suggestions, and no one ever gives them to me, except Marina Mac, and hers are the worst you've ever even thought of. That's right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And when will I see you again? Monday, 7 p.m. with my darling husband sitting right beside me, Dr. Galore. Until then, cheers to me and to you, and then again to me. Bye, everybody.